What's up guys, Shawnee Dogs here, and we have a new update for Infinite Warfare. They added 3 new items into the game. Your weekly summer supply drop, the free one, it reset, so make sure to get that. And you can buy these new summer supply drops another 19 times. So you can spend a grand total of 570 keys trying to get this new weapon, the Volk Retro. It is an epic. But first I'll show you the 2 camos. The first one is Geo Wave, which you see right here. I was really hoping I'd be able to pick up this Volk Retro, but I only had enough keys to buy 3 of these supply drops. So I wasn't really banking on it because when I was trying to get the ERAD and the raw solar powered, I got those way down the road. Like the ERAD I got on my 18th crate, and the solar powered I got on like my 9th. So it took a lot more keys than the 90 that I had saved up. I was not expecting it at all, and it didn't happen. But here you see the second camo, Rainbowed, the name. Not exactly family friendly, but I'll take it. I'll show you both of the camos right now. The one that I have on this ERAD is Geo Wave, and from the picture, it looked pretty cool. But honestly, when you get to it playing in actual games, it's a little bit dark to bring out all the detail. To me, it kind of reminds me of what the old Black Sky camo used to look like, where it was just really dark and it definitely was in need of an update. But here you see on this axe, the Rainbow Camo. I was a little bit happier with this one. It is bright, it's got a bunch of colors, but it doesn't really move that much. All of the camos that they've been giving us, they're not really static, and I didn't notice the movement on this one until looking very closely. The little bands of color, they do go back and forth a little bit, but for the most part, they stay in the same spot. Now moving on to the Volk Retro, the reason you guys came here, the first thing you'll notice is that the attachments are very different from the regular Volk, and that's because this thing now shoots normal ballistic ammo instead of the lasers that we're used to. So it now has extended mags, it has hollow points, it changes up the attachments to match up with those of regular ballistic weapons. I personally really like that they did that because I am not a huge fan of the attachments that you can put on energy weapons. You can't use extended mags, which I almost always run, and this class that you're seeing right here that I'm using, I have the ELO, quick draw, foregrip, rifled barrel, and extended mag. So I plopped on a bunch of the best attachments I could find on this thing and tried to see how good it was. Now, without a silencer, I would say, although it is a very good weapon, it is not on the top tier. Like the raw solar powered and the ERAD, those are on a whole nother level of their own. When I was using this Volk Retro, there was something about it. First off, when this gun was first leaked, you hear the name Retro, it shoots regular ballistic rounds. You're gonna think that this is an AK-47 exact remake. That simply was not the case. I mean, you can even see by the appearance of the gun, they didn't change it like at all. It doesn't really resemble an AK-47. It's pretty much exactly like the regular Volk, except it doesn't fire energy rounds. Now that being said, I am very grateful and thank you so much to Haji C. I will put his link down below in the description. He just wanted me to shout him out on Twitter less than 5 minutes after this game updated. He was already saying that he had this Volk Retro and he let me jump on his account to use it because I did not get it myself. So go ahead, this man deserves a Twitter follow. And getting back to this Volk, the kick on this thing is just absolutely insane. Probably the highest recoil weapon in the game, or at least visual recoil. Maybe the stats don't compare, but I'm telling you, if you use this thing for yourself, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm very good at the game. I went like 38-4 in this game. My aim is very good. Like accuracy, that's probably my best COD statistic. That's what makes me a good player. I'm very good at hitting shots, but I'll be honest, it is almost unmanageable with this Volk. There's just something about it. It's messing with my brain waves. It's very hard to hit the shots that you need to. Even though it only kills in 3 shots, there's a big gap in between the bullets that you shoot, and they're very hard to control. So instead, if you do plan on going for this weapon in supply drops, you want to save up your keys, you think it looks cool, you like the sound of it from what you've seen, I would highly recommend that you throw a silencer on here. On this class setup, the one that I mentioned earlier, I'm basically just swapped out the rifled barrel for the silencer. Everything else is still the same. I'm using Scavenger and Dead Silence as my perks. I had way more success with this thing. In this particular game, I went 40-4, which technically you could say my KD was worse than that game in Throwback, but that's not really what's important here. I'm talking about your ability to hit shots with this thing and how useful it is in game. The best thing about the Volk, whether you're using this ballistic, epic variant, or just the regular Volk, it's that it can kill in 3 shots. So you want to make it so that you can hit those 3 shots as quickly as possible. I found that if you're not running a grip and a silencer, it is just super hard to control that recoil. Again, I think it is probably the worst in the game when it comes to that category, at least visually. I'm not saying you have to run the exact class setup that I'm suggesting. I'm just saying you'll probably have a lot better time using these two specific things, the silencer and the grip. Now, if we break down the Volk Retro even further and look at the specific weapon perks that this thing provides, it's a little bit lackluster. The main one, which is supposed to make these epic weapons, like the reason that they are epic, why would you use them over other ones? It's not really that satisfying. All it is, it's changing it from an energy weapon to a ballistic. I would think at the very least, they'd make it look like really insane. The sound of the gun would be awesome. It would be like a regular AK-47. It didn't happen, but still, this weapon perk allows you to use the attachments that ballistic weapons provide, which means you have a slight advantage, at least the way that I play. I really do like using extended mags, and you can do that on this thing, but does that make it a good epic weapon? I don't particularly think so. Then we look at the second weapon perk, which is steady, and what that does is it reduces your hip spread, and that also stacks with laser sight. Now, the main issue that I have with this perk and why it isn't all that useful, the Volk does not shoot very fast. It has a much slower fire rate than most other assault rifles and submachine guns, and that's because it has the ability to kill in 3 shots. So the hip spread, that's not really going to help you. You don't want to be hip firing with this thing. Because of how slow it shoots, I think it would benefit a lot more from a different weapon perk, maybe one that had to do with grip, something to reduce your recoil. And while it may sound like I'm completely trashing this gun, that's not what I'm trying to do. It is a very good gun, don't get me wrong. I just don't think that it is elite. It's not at that top tier. It's just missing something. If it didn't have so much recoil, or maybe if it shot a little bit faster, it would be a lot more competitive. You could face off against guns like the NV4, the K-Bar, and the ERAD, but it's just missing that slight edge. So for that reason, I'd say it's a second tier weapon. It's fun to use for sure, but it's not going to be your best choice. That's just my opinion of the gun. I'm sure other people will tell you differently. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you, my experience when using this weapon, so you could maybe get an idea of it for yourself. To be quite honest with you, I bought the 3 summer supply drops. I can still buy like 15 or 16 more. I could spend over 500 more keys trying to get this weapon. I don't think that it's worth the trouble. There's nothing particularly flashy, nothing really stands out with this weapon. Sure, it would be a different story if maybe this was a nuke variant, as that would help my channel. I can use more guns to get deatomizer strikes, but it can't. It's just an epic weapon, and for me to just go out and use an epic weapon instead of a nuke variant, it has to be top of the line, something special that'll allow me to go on some insanely high score streak. So if you don't have this epic weapon and you're seeing whether or not you should take your chances with these summer supply drops, I would say go ahead throughout the week, buy like 3 to 5 of these summer supply drops with your keys, and if you don't get it, don't sweat it. It's not the best weapon in the world. It's not the worst weapon in the world. And the other 2 camos that you have your chances of getting, I wouldn't say they're that great either. I still really do like the firework and the sunset camo, and those were in last week's summer supply drop. So that is my breakdown, analysis, review, whatever you want to call it, of the weapon. I'm just speaking from personal experience to try to give you some sort of idea of the gun's functionality. So now the last thing that I'd like to talk about, first, if you haven't watched my video from yesterday where I talked about how you're actually getting a lot less keys than you're supposed to, go ahead and watch that and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You're getting robbed. But in that video, I said that today I would be announcing who is the winner from the notification squad. I've been telling you guys, if you're one of the first to watch and like one of my videos and you take a screenshot at me on Twitter, I will be picking at least one of you guys per week that I will get a live com nuke for on the channel. I will be announcing the winner on my Twitter shortly, and I will be putting a lot more face cam on the channel as well. I'll be doing a ton of live comms, and I will continue to try my best and make the most entertaining videos for you guys possible. But that is gonna wrap it up for this one. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to drop a like, comment down below with any thoughts or questions that you may have. And as always, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new for some more great videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.